It was the song that changed their lives forever.
If I lay here, if I just lay here.
Chasing Cars put Snow Patrol on the map, and Grey's Anatomy fans on the floor weeping when it played during the show's second season finale in 2006. Just ask Priya and Kelsey. The Northern Irish band went on to release more music, but then took a break. Now, 7 years later, they've released their highly anticipated new album, Wildness. And here to tell us all about it is Snow Patrol's Gary Lightbody. Just Gary Lightbody. Thank you. Nice to see you.
Hi there.
Happy to have you here in studio.
Very nice to be here.
Now, for fans, 7 years is a long time.
Yeah.
How has it felt for you? Has it felt long?
Yeah.
It has. So,
yeah, we did what the plan wasn't to take 7 years off.
No.
That's for sure.
Well, you know, we're always talking on this show how an artist like Drake is releasing new music day after day after day. What was the stumbling block? What held you back from releasing music earlier?
Lyrics.
Lyrics, huh?
Lyrics. There was so many songs. At one point, I checked on how many sort of pieces of music that I'd written for this record, and it was over 600 songs. You know what I mean? So, and I hadn't written any lyrics. So just that writer's block would kind of held me back for such a long time.
Is that that's got to be frightening for an artist?
Yeah. Yeah, you feel completely and utterly terrified and isolated. Yeah.
So what do you do? How did you get back to a place where you could find those words?
Well, I had to change the way I was living.
Yeah.
I stopped drinking about 2 years ago and sort of had a healthier lifestyle, and my mind started to clear and things started to open up.
Things started falling into place.
Yeah.
And then Wildness. And now you release it. Now you look back and you say it's the most honest record you've ever made. What makes it honest?
I think I went deeper on this record than I've ever gone into anything, you know, into the kind of the darker places in my soul, and made, you know, kind of wasn't afraid to talk about anything, you know, talk about the depression or alcoholism or my father's dementia or all the things that that started the songs on this record. However, I don't think that it sounds like this record's heavy.
Yeah.
I don't think it is too heavy. I think that it's a really positive and hopeful record.
Oh, I was listening to it this morning. No, it's not. It's not. It didn't make me sad this morning. So as you were writing the music, were you sort of touching on those things, on those dark personal things in your life, and it was only when you decided, okay, I'm going to fully commit to talking about them, that's when the lyrics came?
It's hard to say because it was so incremental. It was such a long process. Some days I would write and I'd write a whole song in a half an hour, and then other times it took me, you know, years to write one song.
Well, you're back on the road. A lot of fans are happy about that. How is being on the road different now than it was 7 years ago?
I think a little calmer. You know, not drinking anymore. And it's been such a long time that you realize just how much fun it is, that the kind of the grind maybe that we got into at the end of the touring, you know, we'd been on tour constantly for 10 years, that had all gone, that evaporated. Now we actually just realize just how grateful and fun it is. Well,
I've talked to a lot of musicians over the course of my career, and that notion of sort of sex, drugs, and rock and roll, that's a fun sort of, it's a myth these days in music. If musicians want to have longevity in the business, it's about self-care, and it's about discipline, and it's about working really hard. But and the payoff is getting on stage and performing with your friends and performing that music you like in front of fans who love you. Yeah. I mean, next year it'll be 25 years together, and that is you don't get that way if you're on the tear every night. But 25 years together, and there's a 7-year break. How do you keep a band together at 7 years without putting music out? Well, we are very close, so we were always in contact with each other during that time. It wasn't as if the last 7 years were spent apart. You know, we were always making music together, or we were always making other music for movies, music with other artists, music with other bands. So it's a constant part of our lives. We weren't just doing nothing in the last 7 years. No. Well, I want to bring a picture, your very first Instagram post. This was from you on April 19th, 2012, you were at the top of the CN Tower here in Toronto, and you said, scary as hell. Now, any chance you'd go back? Because they've got brand new attractions there.
Oh, yeah. I might not stand in that same spot, but yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for being here, and we will be right back.